Archibald at the Paramount Theater and have some guests here with me to talk about upcoming performance, perhaps, but also just about the organization of Center Stage Theater. Cathy and Brooke, thank you so much for joining me on behalf of Center Stage Theater. I just thought that it might be a good time for us to talk. I know that there's a wonderful production coming out in May, yes. So we're a little early for that. But, of course, the production is Oklahoma, and it's just such a fun performance that I thought it would be fun to talk about it as well as CST in general. Okay. So what made Center Stage Theater choose Oklahoma to be your closing of your performance series for this season?
Well, this year the season was set to be a season for family, and Oklahoma is definitely a family-oriented show. It's fun. It's a big cast, so it's a good way to end our season.
Yeah, it is.
With that.
Oh yeah.
And we just we know that the community likes to see big productions with a lot of dancing and a lot of singing, and it's well known. Mm-hmm. You know, Rodgers and Hammerstein are very popular people, and so its name recognition is a big thing too.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with a classic.
Well, I was going to say it's a classic, but what if we have some viewers out there who are saying, you know I've heard of it, but I don't know really what the story, the theme is all about. What would you share with them, Brooke?
I would share that it kind of reminds me of the typical American dream. I was doing some research on it, and it was saying that soldiers during World War II, that they really recognized this show, and they listened to the music also. And the show starts off with "Oh, What a Beautiful Morning." It's talking about like the American landscape and like it's these simple things about life in America that is so classic even today. That's what we recognize America as. And a lot of the characters, they have the American dream, like almost a rags to riches concept, but they always want more for themselves. Even our characters, like our comedy couple, Ado Annie, she just wants more for herself. Will has to, her counterpart Will has to get more for himself to even qualify to get Ado Annie. So he has to kind of suck up to her dad to even stand a chance. Then there's Lori and Curly, and so it's common themes within characters that anybody can relate to.
There's always a love story. Always has. Well, we have two going on in there, and triangle actually.
Of course.
And and there's cowboys and there's farmers, and I think too most people might, if they don't know Oklahoma, they'll know the music because we start listening to it. I mean, everybody knows the last song, Oklahoma.
Yes.
So,
and the big thing about it is I think it does cover a lot of themes that are still really relevant today. Like, for example, there's a whole song about how farmers and cowboys should be friends. And, I mean, it's just like two groups that don't know enough about each other, and like they're so different, and so they're always fighting. And I'm like, that's stuff that people now today can still relate to.
Absolutely.
So it's a fun show. It kind of makes you think a little bit, but it does it in a fun way.
Well, it's a great way to end the series. Of course, as I said, it's in early May, so we're talking about May the 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and tickets will be available here at the Paramount Theater. So you'll be able to find out more information about the performance, who's in it. Tickets will be on sale, so you've got plenty of time to get those, but you don't, this is one of those shows too that you want to get the seat that you want.
Right.
Because there's so much action going on when you have a large cast that you don't want to miss seeing what's going on over here and over here and over here, and sometimes depending on what your preference is, you want to make sure to get your seats.
Definitely.
So I would definitely encourage folks to do that soon.
Right.
Talking about Center Stage Theater, of course, they're getting their next season ready to go, and so you guys will be announcing that before too long.
Correct.
But many years, over 40 years in our community. Tell me about how long you two have been involved with Center Stage Theater.
Well, I've been involved since 1996, and the first show that I ever did was Oklahoma.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes. I was stage manager. A friend of mine, actually how it came about was my daughter wanted to be in the show, and a friend of mine says, "Oh, I'm, playing Lori. We're sorry, we've already had auditions." And I said, "Okay, well, is there something I could do to help out?" And she said, "Well, my mom's the director. I'll ask her." And she came back and said, "Would you like to be stage manager?" I knew nothing about theater. And I said, "Sure."
Would you like to be stage manager?
Right.
Not a very important job.
Maybe one of the most stressful jobs.
Because I'm a yes person. And, of course, that's how I got involved in Center Stage. So, yeah, I've been over 25 years with Center Stage. And it's great to watch it evolve and be able to bring back shows that I've done in the past and didn't know anything about. And now I have a little bit more background and know a little bit more about how it works. And so I'm excited about directing it. And having Brooke on my side, who hasn't really had an opportunity to direct, so this will give her an opportunity.
No, I've had almost every opportunity but directing so far. So assistant directing is something I've really wanted to do for a while. I've been involved since about 2005, 2006. I started with Music Man. And I also did stage struck. That was when I was in middle school. So I was able to kind of grow up in theater with everybody around.
Transition.
I grew up with Cathy around. That's just, I grew up with them, their family. And I was actually in the first show here at the Paramount with Stage Strokes Oklahoma. So I also have a little bit of Oklahoma background too. I have a soft spot for the ensembles, so that's one thing I'm really looking forward to with our show.
Well, very good. And so 2005, is that about how long did you say you've been?
Yeah, about 2005, 2006, so around 6th grade for me.
Yeah. Well, Center Stage Theater, as I mentioned, has been around a long time, over 40 years, and puts on anywhere from 4 to 5 different performances a year, most of them here at the Paramount, depending on the type of performance, sometimes at another venue if you need a more intimate audience. And so you guys do a wonderful job, and I think to your credit and what you've said is a lot of that's because it is very much a family feel.
Correct.
And so while you have a good time on the stage, in the auditorium, and outside in the community, you guys are still connected so much. And it's evident when you're just out in the community and see you. You're obviously still kind of with those folks that you perform with, because so many of you get to know each other so well and enjoy portraying different characters together. So.
And that's why we like community theater, because community theater brings in all different types of people. And some that just really want to get on the stage and never had the opportunity to. And then there's those that have actually gone to school to learn a little bit about it, and it gives them an opportunity to do some training and learn.
Teach others.
Or teach others, exactly. And that's one of the things that the new board is talking about doing, is doing some classes and things like that. So that, because we are sometimes shorthanded on stage hands and, directors, musical, every aspect of it. Stage managers. So, this will give them an opportunity for people to learn those aspects too. So, but like I said, the biggest thing about Center Stage is we are community theater, and we're out there for the community. And we have our own community within it, our own family. We do call ourselves the Center Stage Theater family. So, and of course, I met, Brooke's mom, and Brooke knew Brooke when she was little, and, we look back at old pictures of our kids, and they're all grown up, and come back.
And they've grown up on this stage.
On the stage,
here. This stage or the stage before, you guys have grown up here.
It's been awesome, too, seeing families grow up within the organization. Like, we have parents that'll act alongside their children. And, we see babies that were born, and now they're getting leads and stuff. So it's so neat, watching families grow up. And then even me looking back, I started in middle school with my mom. She was constantly working backstage. And then my siblings became involved. And it was something that the whole family could do together. That was a bonding experience. So then I kept growing up, kept doing different stuff. And now I'm, vice president of the organization. So it just it's always been, a family feel. And that's something that'll always draw people back to the organization.
It's awesome that you are going to be doing the assistant directing, too, and have not had that role. So I think that'll be a great opportunity for you and for Center Stage Theater to have more growth within as well.
Right, definitely. Yes.
Well, it's wonderful to have you two here. We'll have to have you back again as we get closer, but this was a good opportunity just to let people know to mark your calendars for May the 3rd, 4th, and 5th for Oklahoma here at the Paramount Theater, presented and hosted by Center Stage Theater. And they'll be back to tell us more, because then they'll know more about who is playing who.
Correct.
And we'll be able to talk more intimately about that. Look forward to it, and thanks for watching.